so here's the challenge problem. Okay, so we have a diagram here of a cone, and you're given the information that the cone has a height of g and the base is m. And then there are three questions down here. One, two, three. So number one, the top half of the cone, which is this part shaded in yellow, is removed. How would you find the volume of that yellow section? So here's the height of the cone, and the section that we're going to cut off is halfway up the height. How would you find the volume of that yellow section? And then, what is the volume of the remaining section, the section that's left? Number two, if you finish that one, number two says, if the volume of this whole cylinder, the first cylinder here, if the volume is 18 pi, what could the radius and height be? Now, I'll give you a little bit of a clue there. When you solve this, you're not going to get it down to one variable. You're going to get something like, we'll say 36 equals r squared h. Then you're going to have to do a little bit of deductive reasoning and figure out, well, what could r and h be to equal that value? Okay? And number three, if the volume of only the top half now has a volume of 18 pi, okay, so now we're not talking about the whole cone, just the yellow part has a volume of 18 pi, what would the radius and the height of the large cone be? Okay, so they're pretty tricky questions, but I think if you really take your time and don't rush through it and work together, you could probably piece this one together, okay? So this should take you to the end of the period. If you have any extra time and you finish all the challenge problems, or you just really get stumped and you're hitting a brick wall, move on to something else, and please make sure you're behaving for the sub. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you next week.